Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Scott here, and today we're going to predict the Lakers stat lines this season. Now, I know some of you might not care about players' stat lines, but if you're like me and you read way too much into players' numbers, then this video is for you. So first, before we predict the stats, we have to look at how the numbers were spread out last season. The Lakers averaged 108 points per game, which was pretty much filled up by 8 players. Ingram, Kuzma, and Randall all led with 16 points per game, followed by Jordan Clarkson or Isaiah Thomas, who both averaged around 15 a game. KCP and Brook Lopez both put up 13 a game, and Lonzo had 10. Josh Hart also averaged about 8 a game, so adding up those 8 players, it gets to around 108 points. The rest of the roster pretty much fills in all the points when players were out injured, which happened a lot throughout the season. For these predictions, the same should be expected of this team, but they're much deeper than last season, so the points will likely be a little bit more spread out. The main guys we should expect to play are Lonzo, Rondo, KCP, Hart, Ingram, LeBron, Kuzma, and JaVale. Guys like Lance, Beasley, Svi, Wagner, and Zubac could all end up in the rotation, but it's too early to predict who will make it, so these predictions will be centered around those main 8 guys. I'm predicting as a whole the team will average 110 points per game, but that doesn't mean these averages will add up to 110. There's bound to be injuries, and some players will get chances to boost their numbers. Starting off from the top, we have LeBron James, who I'm predicting to average 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. I think he'll play slightly less minutes this season to get Ingram and Kuzma more time at the 3 and the 4, which will lead to him averaging a little bit less points. I predict 9 rebounds because he's expected to play more down low and could guard a lot more inside, which will mean he could average the most rebounds in his career. The 7 assists would be his least in the last 3 seasons, mainly because he won't be tasked to playmake as much, as the Lakers have 2 playmaking point guards. 7 is still enough for him to be top 10 in assists, he just won't be in the top 2 or 3. Next we have Ingram and Kuzma, who I'm putting together because I think both will be under a lot of pressure this season to be that second star, and I don't want to single either of them out. Now it could be thought that they won't average as many points, because there's no longer going to be a fair spread of shots like there was last season, with LeBron being the definitive first option. However, I think with Julius Randle's departing and LeBron filling in Randle's role, then when you add in LeBron's passing ability, I think we should expect Ingram and Kuzma's numbers to rise. It should also be expected that they'll have their games improved over the offseason, which should push Ingram to average 19 points and Kuzma to average 18. I have Ingram averaging more just because I think he'll play a few more minutes. Then I predict Ingram to average just 4 assists and 5 rebounds, which is pretty much the same as last season, because I think his role will be mainly to score and less to make plays or get boards. Same for Kuzma, though I think he'll average more assists just because he only averaged 1.8 last season, and his awareness should get better. I have him averaging 3 assists and 6 rebounds. How it worked with the Cavs throughout LeBron's time there was the points were distributed between their top 3 players, which was LeBron, Kyrie, and Love, and the rest averaged significantly less. I think that'll be the same with the Lakers, so here's my remaining stat predictions for the rest of the roster. Lonzo Ball will average 11 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. I think his points will go up slightly just because his free throws and 3-point shooting can only get better. He averaged 7 assists last season, and I expect that to go up to 9, which would be one of the best in the league. 6 rebounds is a little bit less than last season just because the Lakers have a real rebounder in JaVale McGee. Also, I think he'll lead the league in steals next season. He averaged 1.7 last year, and he only needs about half a steal more to potentially lead the league. The rest of these predictions will only include points per game, so first we have KCP and Josh Hart, who I think will average 9 points each. Rajon Rondo and JaVale McGee should only average about 6 each. They'll both probably play around 15 to 20 minutes a game and won't need to score that often. Right now we're at 103 points per game, which is 7 less than what we can expect them to average as a whole. The Lakers' entire roster last season averaged well beyond 110 points because there are so many injuries and some players got a lot of DNPs. So with that, I think it's fair that we go beyond that 110 point threshold. I think Lance will average about 7 and Beasley will average 9. They both could end up having huge games and score in the 20s or 30s, which would make their average jump a lot. If they both play every game, they won't be able to average many points because they'll probably only play about 15 minutes, so that's why their numbers are so low. I think Wagner will get into the rotation, but there will be nights where he doesn't play, so I think he'll average about 6 a game. Same with Svi, except I don't think he'll make the rotation right away. He'll probably average about 5 points, combining garbage time minutes with occasional 20-minute nights. It's hard making his average so low just by the way he was scoring in the summer league, but the Lakers have a lot of proven NBA level shooting guards that will be more likely to receive minutes. Then for Zubac, I don't think he'll ever break the rotation unless JaVale McGee gets injured, so he'll average about 4 points like he did last season, mainly in garbage time. That's it for these predictions, guys. Let me know your thoughts and if I should do more Lakers predictions. And if you want to see more Lakers content, then make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a like if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.